4 years ago, Rob Lipsett was someone who had a passion for fitness and who was also working a 9-to-5 job. At that same time, he was trying to grow his YouTube channel, as that is where he saw his future. Through hard work and perseverance, Rob was able to say goodbye to his old 9-to-5 life and follow that passion of fitness. Rob began as an online coach, but is now a serial entrepreneur. He is a speaker and a brand ambassador for several businesses. With over 337 videos now online and over 790,000 followers across 4 platforms, it is safe to say that Rob has quickly become one of Ireland's leading influencers. It really has been an incredible and inspiring journey so far for Rob, and we were beyond grateful to have had the opportunity to sit and chat with him. So please sit back, relax and enjoy the latest episode of the Frankly Nuts podcast. So Rob, you're very welcome on the Frankly Nuts podcast. Very welcome in your own home.
No worries at all, guys. Thanks for having me, and thanks for coming into my house and chilling with me and keeping me company on a Sunday. Yeah,
no problem.
No problem at all.
Thanks for having us in Casa de Lipsett.
Yeah.
I asked Kev if I could kick it off this week. So the reason I wanted to kick it off was because we just want to tell you that you've actually been an influence in us starting the podcast. So back in early 2015, you were the first guy I ever started watching on YouTube. And I was watching on a Periscope live stream one Friday night, I think, and you mentioned the name Casey Neistat, and then from you I learned about vlogging, see Casey Neistat's videos, and next thing the interest sparked in YouTube, vlogging, the whole scene. Met Kev in college, and the next thing, you know, we bonded over YouTube, things like that, and the interest moved from vlogging to podcasts. So we set up our own podcast, and we're here today full circle, so appreciate it.
It's a crazy world to get into.
It is.
Yeah,
it
captivating.
And for anybody who doesn't believe me, we have some of the original LF merch.
Check it.
From
that
back
is
in the day.
season 1, old school.
From back in the day. It doesn't fit me anymore, but
You've made too many gains. You've made too much progress.
12 weeks time we'll get into it again.
Yeah.
So do you want to carry on,
we'll
Kev?
kick it off, and I suppose, Rob, we'll start where how your journey started. How did it all begin?
Absolutely, always a great way to start a podcast or an interview. And so I've always been into the gym and fitness, okay? And the first kind of physical exercise I got into was rugby when I was about 12 or 13 years old, and that was in school. And so as I grew a little bit older, when you get older in the school I went to, Clongowes, you start getting introduced to weights. And, you know, strength and conditioning and all that. And I love the sport, okay? I love it. I still never miss an Ireland match. But I really excelled at the fitness. You know, I'd always be coming first in the fitness test, whereas my skills as a rugby player, you know, weren't that outstanding. So I was always on a high level and always on, you know, the best teams. But I was really into the strength and conditioning, okay? So when I left school, I, you know, gave up rugby, still played socially for a little bit, but the gym and, you know, getting a proper structure and regime, that never faded, okay? And even to this day, it's, if anything, it's grown. I've gotten more into the gym, okay? So I've always had that, okay? I've always been into it. And then, of course, I gave college a shot. I gave the 9-to-5 corporate life a shot. I used to work in a startup, and it just wasn't for me. I just couldn't do it. I dropped out of college. I failed year after year. I got fired from tons of jobs, probably from lack of enthusiasm. I don't even blame my bosses for firing me. I was like, you know what? I'd fire me too. I was like, good choice there. So, you know, I was really stagnant in life. I was about 22 at this stage, and there's just nothing, like nothing going on, with no connections, or parents didn't have anything, job to give me, just nothing. Like literally lying in bed playing Xbox, like just
didn't know where it was going.
Nowhere to go. Completely stagnant life. Okay, so I was kind of thinking like this can't go on. Like I've achieved nothing in, you know, a year, 2 years. Like I didn't even have I was repeating in college. Like so, literally just literally going spinning my wheels. Like, oh, Rob, this has to stop. Like, this has to stop. You know, you're getting older. You need to do something. What are you good at? Okay, is there anything you like? And of course, that was fitness and the gym. So I made a Facebook page that I said I'm going to use this as a blog, and I'm going to write articles as statuses, and, you know, post my progress, informative content from that, and that actually got a good bit of traction. So I was like, that's another thing I was interested in, was social media. So I was like, okay, I'm finally actually doing well at something. Why? Because why am I good at it? Because I like it. We're good at what we like, okay? And it's so backwards in today's world. We're taught to work on our weaknesses and do shit that... Am I allowed cursing on this podcast? Yeah. A little bit. I'll keep it to a minimum. Yeah. Do stuff that we don't like to do. Yeah. And, like, you're never going to be the best at something if you don't even like it. Imagine, you know, Michael Jordan hated basketball. Yeah. Do you think he'd be the best? No, he'd probably be like, screw this. You know? So I started doubling down on my strengths, which was obviously fitness and social media. And that's when you see progress in your life, you know, it's common sense, like. And so again, that grew from there, and then I wanted to take it to the next level. I said, you know, people they got a taste of what I was like in photos and statuses and writing. Said I want to go on video and show people what I sound like, what I talk like, what my personality is, and then it grew from there. So that is how it already started. Again, I've made over 300 videos. I started in late 2014, so we're on about maybe year 3, year 4. Yeah. And so that's where we are, and that's how it started. It's grown pretty
brilliant.
Quickly.
Yeah. And
yeah, absolutely.
So when you started 3 or 4 years ago, like, I suppose YouTube wasn't as big a space as it is right now. Yeah. So can I ask, who were your influences maybe back then on YouTube and in the video space at that time?
Absolutely. So I used to watch a lot of like the Hodge twins, Steve Cook, Christian Guzman. So a lot of fitness vloggers, and that is actually good that you asked me that. I see all these guys, and they're all American, and that's another reason I started YouTube, because I said there's no fitness vloggers in Ireland. There's not even many YouTubers. So never mind fitness. There's hardly anyone in Ireland who does YouTube. Even now, there's probably there are some huge ones, but there's probably only a handful. So I still say to this day that it's an open market. You know, I still think there's plenty of room. Like, so that's another reason why I started. And there's a few people I looked up to.
Love it.
And even yesterday, like, I remember you were talking at the event. We were at Fresh Resolutions yesterday, and we saw yourself speak. And you were kind of talking about guidance counsellors give these advice in school, but like Instagram wasn't even around back then. Like, no one knew what was coming. Like, no one knew what the future held. Yeah. And you kind of like it was good that you waited, like, because look where you are now.
Yeah, like when people ask me even now, what do you think you'll be doing in 5 years? Yeah. Like, what? Like, have you seen the rate at which technology is growing? Like, what I do now wasn't even an option 5 years ago. Like, literally, like, so I'm just always going to just do my best and adapt as time goes on, like.
And when did you realise that there kind of was something in it? I know you spoke yesterday, you mentioned a theory you have called the magic number theory.
Yes.
So we know what it is, but we love if you could explain to us and any listeners what it is.
Absolutely. And so a lot of times when people are saying, oh, I want to quit my job, I want to follow my dreams, which sounds great. Yeah, it sounds so motivational. Follow your dreams, right? But if you don't have anything to fall back on, you're going to be broke, right? Okay,
yeah,
you're gonna
a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you're going to be in trouble, okay? And so I say, you know, people work 9 to 5. You got so many hours. What are you doing the rest of the day? Yeah. What are you doing on the weekend? Tell you what people are doing. They're watching Game of Thrones on Netflix for 11 hours when they literally don't have the time to be doing that. But so, you know, you've actually loads of time. So this is when you do your side gig. And when I was getting my YouTube channel off the ground, getting my face page off the ground, I was working full time, you know, like I was working 2 jobs, I was like working retail, you know, all this, right? Yeah. So people think I just started on YouTube and, oh, that's it, easy, blew up. No. So I worked tons of jobs I didn't like to help with my side gig. And the magic number theory is when your side gig is making as much as or more than your main job, then it's safe to leave, right? And then once you put your 100% into your side gig, that's when it'll blow up. You give 100% effort in dancing, that's when you see results. Gym, fitness, whatever. So that's a magic number theory there. And so it did take me a long time to get to that stage. And this is like what we're saying, you know, oh, you've been on YouTube 3-4 years. Well, only really been actually doing it full time for, you know, 2 years. Yeah. Because when I was working, I was obviously not able to give it my all. So it's still very early days. You know, I think I've got a lot more left in me.
Love it. Very interesting theory. I love it. So you opted then, as you say, like your side hustle was making as much as your main job, and you opted to go forward with YouTube and social media. Yeah. But like our parents' generation, like if you go to them and say, oh look, I'm actually going to leave my main job and I'm going to pursue a career in social media and in YouTube, like they react and say, like? You're crazy. Like,
oh, geez, my mother is about to kick me out of the house.
That's what what was the family's reaction to you saying? Guys, I'm going forward with this. Like.
Literally, so like my mother is from County Mayo, grew up on a farm, rural Ireland, real rural. So she was like, what? She didn't even know what YouTube was. Like, she actually didn't have a clue. She goes, can't make money off the internet. What do you mean you're online coaching people? Are you doing Skype jumping jacks on Skype through video? She didn't have a clue. And honestly, back in her generation, having a steady job was the be-all, end-all.
It was the way forward.
So she was like, you're crazy, what are you doing? And I had to show her my bank account.
Yeah,
I did.
You had to prove it.
I had to hand it to her. And that's, then she believed me, like.
Yeah.
So that's how I explained it. Literally just show me the money.
She saw that
was
blessing was given,
And of course now, I completely just live life on my own terms. And I have been, completely independent for a number of years now, since I was about 23 even, which is nice. It's good.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
It's a great feeling under 25 and, being able to completely live life by yourself and not have to, it sucks having to ask your parents for money. Like,
it does,
everyone does at some stage, but it sucks. Like, it's not a nice feeling. So it's great being able to, live independently.
There's a good bit of pride in it, like.
It is, yeah. Absolutely.
And we can vouch for the fact that it's a sweet gaff. So,
We've seen it. We're in
It's like, does it look better in videos or in person?
So I know we were telling you off camera there a while ago. We're actually going on a 12-week transformation ourselves. That's the plan anyway. We're labelling it the Dad Bod Challenge.
Nice.
Two average shows trying to shift a bit of fat, put on a bit of muscle. So I suppose you wanted to see any top tips.
Top tips,
from Rob, any small top tips for your average show trying to shift a bit of weight in the new year.
Okay, right. So the first thing I hear there is 12 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna quit after 12
No.
weeks?
It's like 12 weeks heavy. Well, like intense,
it's a wage every
and we plan on maintaining kind of after that. Is the plan? Yeah. We should have stated that.
Keep in mind now. Pick a plan that you can stick to in the long term, okay? Because a lot of times people will do a 12-week program like this. They'll go so hard at it and they'll burn out, okay? And you burn out whether you want to or not. Like, you say, oh, we plan on maintaining afterwards, but sometimes it's a physiological response that you went too hard and you'll fall, you'll rebound without actually realizing it, so do pick a plan that you can sustain and play the long game instead of a short game. Now, for all I know, your plan is good and it's just like that because I haven't seen it. But sustainability and adherence is at the bottom of the pyramid in terms of importance because you can give someone the best plan in the world, but if they can't stick to it, it's it's obsolete really. So that's my main tip. And then of course I would say be flexible and don't be too hard on be motivated, be driven, give it your all, but don't be too hard on yourself if you do slip up and say, look, is one day out of 365 days going to even make a measurable difference? So focus on the bigger things rather than smaller things. And nail the bigger things. Do them really well.
We'll definitely take that forward.
That's definitely a big one because people get concerned with like protein supplements and things like that, like when they're not even eating whole foods for their diet and stuff like that.
People are worrying about, do I have my post-workout protein shake 15 minutes or 16 minutes? I'm like, 17 minutes. What? Like, people are worrying these minute things, and it's like, how much are you eating in the entire day? How much protein are you taking in total? What's your calorie intake? How much are you sleeping per night? Are you progressing in the gym, in the weight room? So they're even just the first things that came to my head that would be the bigger things rather than the what supplements you're taking or what time are you having for it is stuff like
people
that.
do focus on it too much.
But they do, because it's cool. It sounds cool.
I
had my Nitro Tech 14-minute post-workout shake, no carbs after 6, bro.
Even the young guys starting now as well, they're mad into the pre-workout, like they have to take their pre-workout, like it's just insane.
And they're so expensive, and it's like you get the same thing from pre-workout may have some other things that are more beneficial than just caffeine from a black coffee, but like the price comparison, like a black coffee is like a couple of cents if you make it yourself. So and these young lads are in college, they're spending their money on the wrong things where they could be spending money on groceries.
Much more wisely.
So to summarize that, nail the big things and don't sweat small stuff.
And like, we're very grateful that you've given us this tip. Like, but that's how you started off yourself. Then online, online coaching. You started giving, plans to people.
Yeah.
So you've taken a lot of entrepreneurial steps yourself. Can you kind of talk us through your ventures? Like,
so I did a talk at Trinity College last year, and it was actually on starting a business with little to no investment.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is where a lot of people get stuck. They go, God, I couldn't start a business. I'd need funding. I'd need all that. And nowadays we have a smartphone in our pocket. We were talking about before this podcast how my iPhone can record at a higher frame rate than my €3,000 Sony camera. Like, it's insane. People really underestimate what they can do with just the raw materials, with a freaking laptop and a phone. Okay, like, so I started off just Microsoft Word, writing plans, downloading them to PDF. I had €300 on my bank end. Never forget that number. £300 from working in retail, and I paid a computing student in some IT. I don't even know which one. I can't remember it. Paid him €250 to do me a website that can take credit card payments and PayPal payments. Yeah. And that's it. So I started well over 6-figure business with £200. You know, so like, you really just actually have to have a think, okay?
Yeah,
so many people wouldn't think to just walk in to some IT and grab a student and be like, hey, can you make me a website and make payments? I'll just do it off Microsoft Word. You know, like, some people just, they think they just make things hard for themselves. You know, they just make things hard for themselves. Yeah, so that's how it started. And then online coaching would have been the first thing. So the way I came up with that is, another way is, if you're trying to come up with a business, oftentimes it's in front of your face every single day. It's a question that is presented to you, or a problem that's presented to you every single day. You just got to come up with the solution. Every day when I was doing Facebook, posting, my progress, and posting these tips, hundreds of messages. Hey, can you do me a plan? And I was doing them all for free. Yeah. So I give them a free plan. They'd come back in 12 weeks, be like, yo, look, here's my before and after. This is what your plan did. Have my before and after, you can use it. So then I got some free marketing material. Then I go, hey, maybe I should charge for these plans. Like any personal trainer would do. So that was it. And so that was the first entrepreneurial thing, was selling online training plans. And then it kind of went down into ebooks. Then it kind of went down into public speaking events. Snowballed from there. So, things got bigger and better. Then obviously, as I made more YouTube videos, you get sponsorships, you start, doing brand deals, one-off deals with massive companies. I've worked with like Samsung, Lynx, Lifestyle Sports, all this. So it just grows from there. But so there are a few of the things how I do make money. But the first thing I ever did was just all online business. Online's just way forward,
Yeah, it is actually,
Just grab your computer, grab your phones.
The world's yours,
the world's yours. Start making some noise.
And you've made more entrepreneurial steps in the last year or so. I think with Raw Gym, you set up a bit of an academy there, and you also set up the creator agency.
Yes, yeah. So they would be the three things I guess I do is Rob Lipsett as a brand, which is the public speaking, the merchandise, the ebooks, the online plans. There's Raw Gyms, everything that comes with it. So, I'll do events in there. Obviously, I bring in a lot of members too. And then they've got a personal trainer academy there. We're like a third party for the register of exercise professionals. It's like the gold standard in UK and Ireland. So we certify people. So essentially I'm a principal, which is hilarious to think of because it's bottom of my ear and literally bottom. Bottom 5, if anything. But so that, and then now recently is the creator agency, which is an events agency.
Yeah. I think that pretty much answers. Another question which we had was, many people at home wonder, like, you see people like you and stuff on YouTube and on Instagram, like, how do YouTubers make their money and stuff? So that's what we were going to ask.
Yeah, that was the next
different revenue streams and stuff. But
well, now to add to that, so I named all the things you can do: merchandise, ebooks, online business,
brand
events,
deals,
brand deals, sponsorships. I think there's 7 different streams of revenue if I break them all down. But your YouTube channel is your TV channel, okay? It's how you promote your business, okay? So if I didn't have my YouTube, if I didn't have my Instagram, everything, no one would know my businesses exist. I've never paid for advertising. I don't have to. So no one would know it would exist. So the fundamental of all that is to make content.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what it all comes back to.
Love it.
It's brilliant. Yeah, it's really interesting.
And it's very simple as well. I always use that TV channel comparison, and people are like, how do brand deals work? Okay, when you're watching, I don't know, Sabrina the Teenage Witch or whatever it is, okay, and the ads come on and you see like whatever, okay, you see like Nike or whatever, okay, those companies pay to put the ad on the TV channel. So it's just the exact same. Those companies will pay to put an ad on my YouTube. They'll pay me to wear certain clothes. They'll pay me to take this product or that. They'll pay me to go travel here. So that's it. It's like a TV channel.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
That's nicely put. Yeah.
It's just a simple way to understand it because everyone watched TV. Even the older generation can understand that.
Yeah, brilliant. And we know as well that your partner Sarah is involved. She's a social media influencer as well. So like it's good that you kind of both understand each other's world. Like, does it have its advantages and kind of disadvantages? Kind of like you and your partner being involved in this world, like.
Of course. So the disadvantage would be there's no off switch.
Yeah, you're constantly both.
That is it. Yeah. Then the advantage. I always say I wouldn't be able to be with someone who doesn't understand what I do.
Exactly.
Like it's just too like. If you're on a date with a girl and you're like, oh, wait, stop for a minute. Would you just take my Instagram for today? Like, you take this picture. Oh, that was a terrible photo. Yeah. So it just makes life so much easier for someone to understand it. Or it's like, hey, yo, I just got a vlog for a second. So that is the main advantage, is just the understanding of it. Because it is a weirdo world.
It is.
It is mad.
Like, we even feel uncomfortable, like, if we have to vlog or something. We're like,
you're
looking around and you're...
Yeah, so it just makes life a lot easier with someone who gets it.
Yeah, like you're very much leading your life in the kind of public eye, like as we said to you before, and like we were even watching this video on your apartment tour last night, like just to scope out like where we want to sit and everything. So
I know,
we knew the inside of his house before we even got here. Like, you know
what I mean?
Like,
oh my god,
we knew this round table.
That's crazy to think of.
Very much in the public eye, like.
People know
creepy,
what
like.
my bathroom looks like.
Exactly, like.
So speaking of other people and other social media influencers, you seem to have met and established great connections all across the world. So who are some of the other cool people you've met through your journey to date?
Oh yeah. So like I mentioned, Christian Guzman was one of the people that got me into YouTube, and it's mad that now he's one of my closest friends, so that is like I sleep on his couch often whenever I'm in Texas. And he's a very successful guy. Like I don't think people understand actually how much he does. Like, man has a lot of projects. So he's speaking at my next event on February 10th, and I think people are going to just get so much from it. Like, he's an amazing businessman, top of a great YouTuber. So himself, and then I've met all the kind of main names in the fitness industry. Like, again, Max, Steve Cook, that CT Fletcher, just,
big names,
everyone really, so you just get to, it's too many to name, but you get to meet some awesome people,
And like, do you know your first time meeting these people, like, because like you yourself, you started out watching it, was it such a surreal moment, like going from watching them now to being like such close friends with Christian? Like,
like it's I still think it's like mind blowing.
You pinch yourself, like
it is crazy. And like some people come up and they're like, oh Rob, they come up and ask me for a picture, and I was like, what? I'm like, I fangirl over other people, so it's crazy. It's all just mad.
It's a surreal experience, like
And there's one more guy we just want to know about, Joey D.
Massive
followers of Joey D.
Joey, again, he is like my personal therapist. If I have a problem, I text Joe. Joe, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? But Joe's an amazing individual, and I think he would be actually brilliant at podcasting as well. I think his skill lies in speaking. Like he's so articulate, great vocabulary, and just great mindset and thoughts on everything.
Yeah, his content is savage.
I
love it. It's raw, uncut.
It's easy to take in. You're just like you're nodding your head when you're listening to him speak. You're like, that's right.
Yeah, definitely.
Joe's great.
Another big thing we wanted to ask you was your most viewed videos on YouTube are the calorie challenges. So you've done the 10,000 calorie challenge, then you did the 20,000, and then you did 10,000 in an hour.
In one sitting,
which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But like what we wanted to ask is like, how tough is that? Like, how tough is it to consume that amount of calories? And I suppose, two-part question. Like, how tough is it, and what is the aftermath? How do you feel after consuming that much?
I'm ashamed to say it's not even that hard for me. I think like people look at me and they're like, oh, you're ripped and everything. And I asked her, like, how's your appetite so big? And so I have a theory that basically when you compete or when you get like super lean, like bodybuilding stage lean, okay, all your hunger hormones get all screwed up. Your leptin and your ghrelin like are crazy because your body thinks it's dying, it thinks it's starving because it's got no fat on it. So you get so hungry, okay? And like I've competed a few times. I have to cut down for photo shoots regularly. I gotta stay lean. I gotta stay looking the part. So exactly. I think my hunger hormones are ridiculous. I think they're gone. Okay, they're gone off the scale. So I'm just a huge appetite, and I'm a very hungry guy. Like just before you guys came, I'd eat a massive salad, or I'll be hungry all day. So every day I eat about 3 huge salad bowls. Like they're like the size of mixing bowls to control my appetite. So it really wasn't that hard to do. The hardest one I think that I felt the worst after was probably the 10K in the 1 hour.
The 1 hour, that's so tough. Like.
That was just 10K in the whole day was too easy. Like it was embarrassingly easy. 20K was also very hard, but like I still got it done. The 10K in one sitting was probably the hardest.
What I found crazy about the 20K one is when you had that massive bar, the chocolate bar. And it was like a Toblerone.
Oh, that thing was horrible.
But like the squares were massive.
I had to melt it. But again, this it's just funny.
Exactly.
It's funny
entertainment.
Watching, like and that's why they get so much views because I've actually taken a lot of online marketing courses in my spare time. And so, you can always learn more. And so I took these online marketing courses and they go, rule number 1, if you want to get shared, you want to make your videos go viral, and he goes, elicit an emotional response. Okay, that's what they said. They go, make people want to share it. Give them a reason. That can be anything. It can be informative, entertaining, inspiring, even sad. Sad what makes people want to share things. Thought-provoking, or in this case, just entertaining. Funny. Like people are like, look at this guy eat, this ripped dude eat like so many calories. It makes you want to share it. So that's like one of the reasons why I do them. It's just viral marketing.
And for people who haven't seen them, like one of the crazy things about it is you had to eat all your calories. You couldn't drink any calories.
Rule number 1 is you can't drink calories. If you just drink Coke all day or Pepsi, it's just too easy.
That's crazy. Have you got any more in the pipeline?
I definitely think so. Like people like them, they're kind of funny. I'd be lying if I said I didn't look forward to them. I gotta do. You're feeling bad afterwards, but the food is delicious. Definitely. I'll definitely do some more in the future. And maybe even like some twists on it, like 10,000 calories from Whole Foods only, or something like that, or maybe 10,000 calorie from like McDonald's or 10,000 KFC. Just
try and make it as tough as possible.
Exactly. Do different little things.
Love it.
One day I'll end up on Man vs. Food.
That'd be class. Even speaking of your videos, do you have a favorite one in particular that you've made?
There's probably like the ones that I like the most would just be like they may not even get much views. It would just be a cool day in the life, or maybe some travel videos where I'll just look back at them and just be like, that was a good day. That was slick. Like I really enjoyed that day. And like one of the ones was when I had my first creator agency event. It was like a 15-20 minute vlog, and it was just, I did the event, showed all the speakers, I went for food afterwards. Joe and his brother were staying here, so there was good banter there. We went out for a nice dinner, drinks, and a night out, and it's like, that was just a normal day, but it's like, that was a cool day. I just liked it. So it's not my most viewed at all, but they're actually the ones I personally like to watch back on. Because having a YouTube channel, like I would say I'd do it if it wouldn't get any views. Literally, because it's like keeping it's the best scrapbook ever. It's not a picture, it's a million pictures. It's 60 pictures per second. It's 60 frame rate. Literally, that's what I record in. So I get 60 pictures per second, and then I do a 20-minute video, and I have that to look back on. So it's great.
Insane when you think like that,
so that, if anyone thinking, oh hey, should I do YouTube, it's definitely great. I think vlogging is going to become common practice. Like, everyone Snapchats their night out. I think in the future, cameras are going to get so advanced and so good that people will vlog their day. Probably will. It's going that way.
And from watching your videos over the last years, I know that you had set yourself a long-term goal for the couple of years of achieving a TED Talk.
Yes.
Doing a TED Talk one day.
Yeah.
So you did achieve that last year. You
Yes.
did a TED Talk.
Yeah.
What was it like?
Oh, so again, like, just like I've got photos from that day, and just me giving it, you know, socks and the big red TED right in the back, and like I just look at those pictures and I'm like, yes, that was awesome. So again, that was like, so of course I charge for public speaking events. That was, I think, is the only one I've ever done for free, because I think it's a non-profit organization, or I don't know, I could be wrong, but either way, I was like, yes, you know, to just have that on my CV.
It's a goal for you.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. So I was like, for sure. Yeah, that was great.
Brilliant. And I suppose we couldn't have Rob on without asking you about Love Island.
Yes.
Because that absolutely gripped the nation last year. It was probably one of the most watched reality TV shows.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
In Ireland.
And the interest definitely peaked when you went in,
Yeah.
like, you know, in Ireland especially. Like.
Yeah, so first of all, we kind of want to ask you, like, how was the experience? And, like, really, you want to kind of know about the background.
What I want to know is, like, so, like, I think everybody loves behind the scenes, right?
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
we look at it on the outside, but we don't know what behind the scenes are. So I want to know, is there, like, a lockdown period? So let's say you're going in, is there, like, a 2-day lockdown period before and after?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that. Yeah, the
stuff,
lockdown period is funny. So, yeah, I was only, like, an extra on it, you know, I wasn't one of the main characters. And they definitely do, it is quite real. Like, people are like, is it scripted? Is it staged? It's really not, like, it's actually quite real. People are, the only scripting it gets is they'd be like, hey, will you go over there, talk to her about this? Okay, you just say whatever you want. So it's actually not scripted at all, and it's quite real. So that, I think that's quite. I was quite like surprised that I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then the lockdown period is quite funny. So you're in it for about 3 days beforehand and 3 days after, because obviously you can't ruin surprises and
spoilers.
Stuff like
he
that.
Loves a spoiler.
So you get to go in this really nice hotel in Mallorca. Free food, free drinks, everyone gets pissed. And especially the lockdown when you get kicked out, that's the funniest, because everyone's just drowning their sorrows and hooking up with each other off camera. So that's actually the most fun, the lockdown period. That's basically, that's pretty much it. And then apart from that, is kind of like what you see is what you get. The other thing is, there's a few things like you don't know what time it is. You just don't know.
I know. I heard that. I read that already.
Which can drive you a little bit mad, but it would probably drive you even crazier if you knew what time it is, because a lot of time you're doing nothing. You're literally sitting by the pool. Like you're literally sitting, because you can't leave the villa. It's kind of like a lovely prison. So you don't know what time it is, because I think if you did know what time it is, you'd be counting the hours. And you know, it would just, time would go slow. The food is amazing. Food is absolutely amazing. And another thing is, you're not allowed to get drunk in the villa.
At all?
At all. You're like 2 drinks.
What?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Jeez,
you don't even like get tipsy. Like, you don't even get tipsy off 2 drinks. Like, you're like 2 small.
Jeez, I'm shocked.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, give me the shot. And they're like, nope. So you're like 2 small cans of beer, like little party cans. Them or 2 glasses of wine. That's it. So you don't even get tipsy.
Jeez, that's insane.
I know, it's crazy. It's kind of good at the same time, but like then you hear about like MTV, X on the Beach, and everyone is filled with drink. Filled with drink. ITV more of a family station. But it was a great experience. Of course, like I wasn't on it much at all, because I had to be very protective of. I didn't want to ruin my life outside.
Exactly.
Because again, that's one thing. I edit my YouTube videos. I post them. I didn't know, they could have made me look really bad. And I had a lot going on outside, whereas like there'd be people in there who'd be like carpenters or plumbers, and who doesn't really matter what they say.
And that is their kind of shot to
exactly to like like people would go in there and they wouldn't smoke, and they'd go in and they'd start smoking 20 a day. They're so bored. But I couldn't, obviously I don't smoke, but it's like if people are so bored they start smoking. But if I even picked up a cigarette and that was on camera, you know, that would reflect on me terribly. Because I'm totally against smoking. I think it's just like a waste of money. I think that is actually probably like, I saw some statistics of how much a proper smoker goes through a year. It's like thousands or something, especially in Ireland. But so that's just an example. I obviously couldn't curse my head off or just talk about, you know, stuff that would reflect badly on me. I'd lose all my businesses. I'd lose all my sponsorships. So that was why I was pretty held back on it, but it was still a great experience overall. I think I got like 50,000 YouTube and Instagram subscribers in a week.
Just
from
that,
just from
definitely
it was very profitable in the long run.
So you mentioned camera time there, and that's just one thing I wanted to ask you about, because I think you've spoken before anyway, that like obviously you weren't featured in it too much.
Yeah.
Do you feel that it was a case of like, from what I saw anyway, I kind of a theory that you had to either be like in a relationship with her or like involved with a girl on it, or
yes,
a controversial situation.
Yes,
in a love triangle
that's
or
exactly
like that.
it. So that was the two situations, and everyone was coupled up as it was. There was like one or two people. Alex, who's a great guy, Alex Beatty, he got with Montana, and that's pretty much it. Then everyone was like, and then Kem came back in the village, got back with Amber, and then so it was me and all the other lads, just like, and so out of all the 12 people that went in, including the girls, 6 guys, 6 girls, 11 were gone in less than 2 weeks. Like, so you don't get too much of a chance if you're an extra, but if you start on the show, you're going to be a main character and you're going to be in the plot, if you get me.
More camera time.
Like, but it's still nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose.
Absolutely.
And going forward, would reality TV be something you'd do again?
Probably, yeah, I'd be open to it, but at the same time, if you were to offer me 100,000 more YouTube subs or a reality TV show, I choose the YouTube subs. You're in control. You're the director. You star in it. You're the writer. You're the producer. The brands pay you.
Exactly.
You know, who was it that sponsored ITV Love Island? It's like, it was like a makeup company or something. Okay, ITV get paid millions for that. It's like when you just have your own TV channel, your own YouTube channel, you're getting thousands for brands. So I would just choose making more YouTube content over reality TV. You actually get reality TV stars, you get paid very little.
Sure, even in I'm a Celebrity recently, Toff, I think, do you know the girl that won it?
She was on the lower rung, right?
She was, what did she get? She was the lowest paid, like she only got a couple of grand for doing it, whereas Amir Khan got a few 100,000.
Exactly, so, in general, it's kind of like, if you get a following from it,
it's worthwhile that way.
But that's a gamble as well. Like, you know, I think there's only 2 shows like really worth it, which is Love Island and the
I'm a Celebrity.
That one. So they're both really big. But I know people who've gone on, you know, X on the Beach or gone on, you know, just these random MTV shows, and they just come out with like 10,000 more followers, or and they're on it for the whole season, and it's like
it's a chunk of your time. Like.
Exactly. It's just, and you don't really get that fan base, that community. So I still think growing an online community yourself is better in reality TV.
Brilliant.
But we recently saw as well online that you started MMA training.
Yes.
So like, what led you to that? Was it a different challenge? Was it do you have a passion for MMA? What kind of led you towards training?
It was just, I think it's good trying new things. Like literally, when's the last, you always say to someone, you ask someone this and they get caught off guard, you go, hey, when's the last time you did something different? And everyone's like, and it's like, because the general population go to work Monday to Friday, to go out, get pissed on the weekend, and then they go back to the job they hate. Monday to Friday working for someone else, making someone else's dreams come true. And they just never do anything new. Like, they never break your routine. And so, like never mind MMA, like anything, you know, like people really in general don't try new things enough. So that was it. And of course, the McGregor hype from like, he was just influenced so many people, and definitely say he made me want to throw a few punches.
Try it out, like,
it's cool as hell. Like, it's cool as hell. So that is kind of what made me want to start it. And again, I can go into the gym now and like, I'll do my full workout and I don't even sweat too much, you know? I don't even sweat too much, but now when I do an MMA session, I'm covered in sweat, my neck is sore, I'm feeling beat up, and it's satisfying. It's a satisfying thing to do. So they'd be the reasons I started. December, I need to get back to it now. December, you know, the holidays, I was doing a bit of travel, you know, taking some time off, but I'm definitely I think I'm actually gonna do a session tomorrow for a session back in SPG Charlestown. I want to start getting into trying out a few different SPGs. Because that's where I train. And so I'm gonna get back into it. But it's cool. And you get surprisingly, like, it's not that hard to start. Like, you literally, the first thing they did were like, come on, we go for a roll around. And I was like, what? And they're like, come on, let's get sexual on the mat. Like, they're all really funny as well. And all the lads are they're very funny. They're very down to earth. And you literally just, like, wrestle. Like, you just grab, I get choked out regularly. Like, you know, and you literally just, like, they're like, do it. I was like, what do I do? And they're like, do whatever you think you do. You know, and I'm like,
it's natural to you on the ground.
And it just comes natural, and you roll more. Roll is what it's called. You do that more, and you kind of start figuring things out, and you're like, I'll put my leg down here, I'll slide out of that, I'll get behind him here, and it's literally just like a game of chess. So mad respect for MMA. Mad respect. So yeah, I'll be getting more active into that soon.
Brilliant. And I wonder, would you ever consider fighting?
Oh, yeah.
Would you?
Oh, yeah. One thing people don't know about me too much, I don't really like saying this, but I say I've been in about over 100 fights. Like, I used to be, I wouldn't say rough, but like, the guy, I'd be in a club and people would be like, I want to punch that guy in the face. I would just be that guy people love to start shit with. But like, I haven't gotten in a fight since I was like 19, 20, because obviously when you're older, I think
stay away from
stupid. Like, to hit someone in the mouth, it cost $5,000 to do their teeth. But I was a bit of a troublemaker when I was young. So I'm no stranger to a fight, to be honest. And that's not me trying to sound cool. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't recommend fighting. Like, I think it's uncool. So I've no problem. Even with rugby, I'd always be no problem going into a tackle, ballsy like that. So like, I'd be fine getting knocked out. Yeah, I've been choked out loads now in SPG. You know, like when you're literally everything's going black and you just tap like. So it's fine. Like I'm just no stranger to it. Yeah, it's good. Like it's like God, like how much do you know about yourself? You've never been in a fight.
Exactly.
That's a Fight Club Brad Pitt quote. But I have no problem with that. I get in a ring, I get knocked out. Like I take it on chin.
Jeez, love it. I thought you were gonna say no. Like
no. I'd love to get knocked out. Like it's a rush. Like seriously,
We'll have to try to get him on the undercard. KSI and Joe Weller.
Yes, I can't wait for that. Yeah, it's mad.
Rob versus Joe Eady, that'd be a sweet.
That would be good now. Because Joe doesn't get actual coaching, but he is a good boxer and he's very fit.
He's a good look,
So I think he's a little bit stronger than me as well. He's heavier too, so he would have that. But I think I'd have a bit more technical skills on him.
Get him.
We'll see, that would be cool though. I wouldn't even mind if Joe knocked me out. It's an honor to be knocked around by Joe Eady. Bring you closer together.
Bring the partnership better. And speaking of MMA, you were partying with McGregor in August, was it? You went over for the Mayweather-McGregor fight.
Of course, yeah.
It's like, how was that? Like once in a lifetime kind of
that is actually how I got into SPG and into MMA. So it all started with one of the meal prep companies that I work with, NutriQuick. They started supplying SPG's meals. So then one day they just brought me in, introduced me to some of the coaches. We got talking, and they're like, "Hey, you coming to Vegas next week?" And I was like, "Oh no, I have no plans to." And they're like, "Just roll with us. We got like VIP into all the clubs all weekends. They're like, just come with us." And I was like, "Okay." So I didn't know I was going a week before. So I spent the weekend with that crew. And so that's why I was that's how I got into the VVIP, all the clubs. And like a table in Vegas that weekend, thousands, like, for just a bottle of fucking vodka. And insane, like. That's how it was. He was mainly with like D and, just chilling with his closest friends. I didn't want to bother him, but of course I went up to him and I was like, "Oh man, well done, like literally. It's crazy, like you're the most famous person on the planet." Crazy. And I think he was in shock. I think he was like yet to realize what just happened. He was like, did I actually fool Floyd Mayweather into fighting me for hundreds of millions? It's crazy. I think he was a bit in awe at himself. So it was crazy.
Such an experience.
Mad.
I watched your vlog and I think like when you spoke about it, and I was just, that sounds like the best weekend ever.
Yeah, truly, it's truly crazy.
And Conor's been out of action with a while. Do you have any opinions yourself on what you think his next move might be?
I think he's definitely going to do another like crazy fight, fight Diaz or something mad like that. He'll do something crazy. But if I was him, I'd be chilling too. I would take some well-earned time off. Like he has hundreds sitting in the bank. Exactly. I'd chill and then do something crazy next year again. Get the world talking about him again. Exactly. Mad respect for Conor. He's just iconic, like.
Exactly. We spoke about it earlier on in the podcast, like you were talking about, you love your videos, especially the travel ones. So we heard you say that this year you're looking at maybe traveling somewhere every month.
Yes.
Is traveling something you're very passionate about? Yeah,
I think there's something, especially for vlogging, when I'm in a new place, it just makes you want to take out the camera and record. Yeah. It's like it's just new. It's just like you've never been there. Like, trying new things. So there's something that I get very motivated when I'm in a new place. Like, I think my first time going to New York, I was just like vlogging and like I'd be there talking to the camera in the middle of the street, and it looked like a movie set.
Yeah.
No matter where I would walk, I could say anything, and it would be cool because I have New York behind me. So yeah, I love traveling to new places, mainly for that, for just the new experience. Yeah. Very motivating.
And what would you say, you've obviously been all over the world at this stage, what would you say has been the best place that you've travelled personally?
Oh, yeah, I get asked this a lot now, and it's tough to answer. I think Australia.
Yeah?
Oh, I love Australia. Because, like, the people there, they're like Irish people in a sense.
Yeah,
you know, they're big into going out, going mad. They're very, like, how's it going? So it's kind of like Dublin if you had beaches and unbelievable weather. So I love Australia. That would be one of my favorite places, and I also love PP Island in Thailand.
Oh yeah,
you know, PHI. I thought it was Fifi Island. Apparently it's PP Island. I was like, well, that sounds gross, but you know, that's what it's called. And I love that. It's like again, it's where, you know, the movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's where that was filmed. So like,
it's iconic.
That describes it itself, you know. So I would say if everything was to go to shit, if I pull a Logan Paul on it and completely mess up on my YouTube career, I would just go off the grid and move there. Literally just, you know, sell bananas and pineapples for a living.
Keep the head down.
Keep the head down. Just change my identity. Yeah, it seems like it's a real place where it's like it's off the grid, like it's cool.
Perfect. And I'm not going to ask you what are your future goals in 5 years' time, but what I'll ask you is what's going to be different about your life in a few months' time. What's coming up? What's new?
Yeah, so again, my current focus is the creator agency event, and I'm glad that it's like the last one was only in end of November, and then people are like, oh, you're doing another one again, and I'm like, you can't let the momentum stop. It's like, is it even a company if you do one event a year? Like, it's easy.
You have to keep
like,
carrying it forward.
It's like, so I'm gonna really try make that a regular thing, and I want to get to the point where it's like TED Talks, like creator talks. Does that sound good? Creator talks. Literally trademarked it, like literally. I truly believe that it will be a global movement, and that I won't, in a few years' time when I'm retired, I just won't even have to be at the event, and there's going to be people setting up these creator talks like the way they set up TED Talks. You know, so that's the vision I have for that, and I truly believe, like, why not? Like,
exactly,
it's not that hard
take off.
When you think about it. It seems reasonable, and it's going to be really just, again, focus on content creation, which is blowing up right now. Like, when I bought the creatoragency.com, I was like, how is no one taking this URL? I was like, I had to buy roblipsett.com for €800 because someone bought it before me. They're like, he's growing pretty fast on YouTube. I better buy his URL. So
there's people out there who do that.
For a living. And same with Instagram accounts. Like, I think
that's insane.
I think Nike had to buy @Nike for like thousands. Millions, So people do that. But so when I saw the creatoragency.com wasn't taken, I was like, whoa, Jesus, snap it up. Because I think creator, it's a great word. It's a buzzword of 2017, 2018, creator. So I was like, brilliant. So I truly do believe that, like, that will become really big. So as a focus for this year, I'm doing a few other things that I can't talk about, as I don't like talking about things till they're done.
You don't want to ruin the surprise either.
I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm just like, shut up and do it. Like, no one follows through to, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Everyone's full talk. Like, it's draining to listen to. So that's why I think it's awesome that you lads, you've done it. Like, you started. You drove down here to me. You're being proactive. So mad respect for that. You've done what literally 90% don't do. Literally, as we go back to, so many people just don't try anything new. Just float through life in a lower conscious mode, and they don't actually have to think. So I'm going a bit off topic here, but I'll just be doing what I did in 2017, just on a grander scale,
bigger level,
bigger level. Yeah.
So I suppose we're coming to a close. You mentioned Logan Paul. I know we were talking about it off air. What are your thoughts on his recent controversy?
So first thing I'll say is, I wouldn't even watch him too regularly, but I do keep up with what he's doing, because I think his work ethic and his output of energy is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Like, unless you're a YouTuber, it's hard to understand. Literally vlogging every day with that amount of energy. Like,
Crazy.
I think he's where nothing happens by accident, right? He's where he is for a reason, okay? He's the fastest growing YouTuber because he puts it in, okay? So mad respect for him for that, okay? Mad respect. But obviously, the dead body thing was weird.
Yeah,
it's just like, what? It was a massive mistake.
Yeah.
It was. I can't even put it into words. It was weird. It was so odd that he thought he thought he'd get away with that with editing for 6 hours and however long a typical YouTube video takes to edit, and then upload a shot. It was shocking. It was shocking. But very, very interesting to see what's going to happen now.
Yeah,
It really will find out in the next week.
Yeah,
whether what's he going to do next? Like, 'cause his apology also wasn't good. Like,
No.
it was not good.
Do you think that like YouTube can step in or anything like and like
there's talk of
him
there's
or
talk of his channel being taken down because
that'd
he
be
obviously
insane.
he must have violated some terms.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of like when you go into like the legalities of YouTube and content creation, it's not as simple as putting up a video. Like, I think. But there's a lot more to putting up a YouTube video than there is putting up a Snapchat. It's gone after 24 hours. How do you even record it? It might be on private. I think putting up a video, there's laws to it, like, So it will be interesting to see what happens next. But so summarize it. Mad respect for where he's gotten to, but no respect for what he did there. And like, I'd say if I ever meet him, if we ever cross paths, because obviously we're in the same industry, obviously I'm not near his level, but if we ever cross paths, I'd say that to him, I'd be like, man, that was stupid. Man, what are you doing? Like, but so that's my take on it there,
Do you want to ask the final question?
I will, I suppose. So, final question of the day. Thanks again for sitting down with us. So, it's obviously been a mad journey for you so far. Like, you started out with your iPhone 5, you were telling us sellotape to your wall, videoing yourself.
No tripod.
In your house. No tripod, nothing. And just to see where you are today, it's truly inspiring and amazing. So, I just want to ask you, reflecting on your journey so far, what do you think has been the single best part of it for you?
The single best part of it, I honestly think the journey itself was like, I wouldn't change a thing. Like, I wouldn't want me to get where I was faster or slower. Everything was just great just as a life lesson itself. But I do think putting yourself online, like, the internet is a beast, okay? It pretty much controls the world. When you think about it, like, fucking Donald Trump, the president of America, goes on Twitter every day, and the internet is wild. And then I think putting videos of yourself on the internet very often, putting Instagram pictures up every single day, putting content online, it makes you tough, like, because you obviously you're up for everyone to criticize, you're up for this. It makes you very confident as well. Like, if I'm ever trying to like do something, or I'm like, oh, do I do this? I'm like, Rob, there's videos of people, millions of people watching you stuff your face with massive chocolate bars. You can do this, okay? So it's made me into a very confident person, and it's made me not really care about, minor things and not care what people have to say. So it's definitely made me into who I am today. So I wouldn't change a thing about it, and the single best thing is just who it's made me.
Love it.
That's brilliant. And I suppose before we wrap
a small
it up,
little presentation.
Every guest that comes on the Franklin Nuts podcast, we just like to give them a little token.
Oh, whoa!
They're very own bit of glass.
Whoa, that was crazy. Even has my name on it. You guys didn't just scribble that in.
No. It's nice little memento.
Cheers, 22. Absolutely brilliant. Cheers, lads.
No hassle at all. Yeah, thanks very much for having us.
Thanks very much for sitting
an
down
absolute pleasure.
and
Thanks
hosting
very
us in
much.
your house today. So
appreciate it.
Brilliant.
Sleep over next time.
And we look forward to what's to come.
Yeah,
so everybody,
exactly.
if you enjoyed it, please subscribe.
Yeah.
We need the subscribers.
Subscribe
So
now.
love it. All right, guys, take it easy.
Take it easy,
And
we'll
we'll
see you
catch you
next
next time
time.
around.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Hey everybody, so we really hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Franklin Nuts podcast. As we're still a young podcast trying to grow, we just want to ask you guys one favour. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the bell if you're feeling cheeky. You get a notification once a week when the podcast comes out. If you're watching on Facebook, drop us a like. If you're feeling cheeky, hit us a share. That'd be brilliant. And also, you can check us out on iTunes and SoundCloud also. Thanks guys.